I think this year that I really understood is that when I play with confidence, that's my best asset, is because I'm starting to think the game a little bit better. When I have that confidence, I'm being more creative, I'm making more plays, and et cetera, et cetera. So I think confidence, once I this year started getting a little bit of it, I started playing a lot better for sure.
What's up, Kings fans? Welcome back to another episode of Tradin Jabs. My guest today is Kings prospect and current member of the Ontario Reign, Tyler Madden. Tyler, thanks for joining the show.
Yeah, thanks for having me. Excited to be here.
Yeah, so I kind of wanted to go back to before you were a part of the Ontario Reign and the LA Kings, and that would be the 2019-2020 season. You break your finger at Northeastern, you miss a chunk of games, you're ready to get back into play, and then COVID hits. Fast forward to last year, you're a rookie, injuries, the injury bug kind of gets you over and over. You play just 14 games. You're finally healthy this season. How long did it take you to kind of find your legs and get used to the professional hockey of the AHL?
Yeah, I had those 14 games at the beginning of the season last year, and that was right when I was starting to get a little used to it. And then sure enough, broke my collarbone and had to kind of restart all over again. And then, like you said, when COVID hit, I wasn't playing hockey for a while. And so just getting out of the game was a little hard, but I think this year, after, a little bit of adjustments and stuff like that, I was able to find my legs for sure.
Yeah, we talk about being on the ice and making that, transition, but obviously being away from the game and not having been able to kind of consistently find yourself, on the ice due to some of the injuries. How did you kind of handle that mentally?
Yeah, it's a struggle at times, last year for me, just going to the rink, seeing the guys on the ice kind of is a little bit frustrating, but at the same time, you kind of take it as it goes. You focus on yourself a little bit, just getting back to, where you want to be. Obviously the injury was tough, but, just being able to be around the rink with the guys, I think helped me out a lot too, even though I wasn't able to be on the ice with them or stuff like that, but just being around them, them supporting me really helped me out a lot. And then for me, just watching games too, being able to go to the rink, watching games live helped a lot too, for sure.
Speaking of live games, the Reign as a whole are playing some great hockey. You guys are vying for the division lead with the Flames affiliate, the Stockton Heat. Compared to last season and, the slow start that you guys had, in terms of looking at this season, you guys get off hot. What do you think has been the biggest difference between the core group that has returned from last year to this year?
Yeah, I think a lot of it is just had to do with experience. We had a really young group last year. We still do this year. A lot of guys first year, including me, was last year. And I think it just is a learning curve. And I think now that everybody had that first year under their belt, or at least got some games in, and then plus our leadership group just, helping us along, I think that helped a lot. And, we got some good players in the off season to join us. So.
Yeah, a little bit of both. That kind of leads me into my next question. And as of late, you've played center and wing and back and forth in multiple times this year. But two guys that you've played with recently have been Martin Firk and TJ Tynan, both guys that are vets, leadership guys that you kind of mentioned there. They've also both won the Calder Cup. How important have they been to the team, but also your game and learning, how to be a professional and how to go about being a professional hockey player?
Yeah, those guys are huge for the team. Their voice carries a long way in our locker room. Two guys that are just amazing at the game, but also amazing people. And for me, it's been great playing with them, especially TJ. I try to play as similar to his game as I can, even though he does some things that are a little bit crazier. But it's great having him around for sure, because I get to bounce some ideas off of him, talk to him about different things, whether it be power play, 5-on-5, what to do in these scenarios. And he's really good at giving me some feedback and has helped my game out a lot this year for sure.
Yeah, someone who also has helped your game would be your dad. John Madden, he played in the NHL for 13 years, won 3 cups, currently the assistant coach of our beloved San Jose Sharks. But that's besides the point. Growing up, obviously around the rink and around NHL hockey, when did you kind of realize that, hey, I kind of want to do what my dad is doing?
Yeah, I mean, as long as I can remember, I was always at the rink with him, so it was just normal for me to just be around the guys and be on the ice. So that was just an everyday thing for me. And then obviously, as I got older and I still was around the rink a lot, I was like, this hockey thing I think is for me. So it was awesome growing up like that for sure, and it was obviously led to how I got here today.
Yeah, I feel like I've read some articles about, you being around the rink and growing up. Is there anything that kind of sticks out to you that, you were fortunate enough to experience at a young age?
Yeah, I mean, in Chicago, when my dad was on that team in 2010, there were some really good players on that team, obviously. And just one memory that sticks out to me was, and I didn't realize it at the time, who I was on the team with. And we were just passing the puck around. They were giving me one-timers, like just kind of screwing around a little bit. But it was me, Patrick Kane, and Patrick Sharp on the ice at one point. And, I just thought it was a normal day. And then, a couple of years later, after I realized I was on the ice with one of the best American-born hockey players. So looking back, it's surreal, but in the moment, it was normal for me. So.
Yeah, no question. Quite the experience. Your dad was obviously known for being such a smart, competitive, and hardworking guy. Growing up, obviously that's instilled in you. On or off the ice, what's maybe a lesson that you've learned from him that's really been instilled in how you play and go about your game?
Yeah, I think one of the biggest things that he's taught me throughout my whole career is that you can have success with points and all of that, but if you don't play a 200-foot game, you're not going to get to that next level. That's one thing that he always made sure I knew, even at a young age. If I had 2 goals one game and I wasn't great defensively, that's what we would focus on, is the parts where I can be better. So I think that's definitely one of those things that throughout me growing up, he was really on me about.
You talk about the points, and no question the 200-foot game is extremely valuable and important in your game as well. But you're on pace for over 20 goals and over 20 assists this season. Things seem to be clicking as of late, especially with what you've been doing up on that top line. What have you learned about your game this season?
Yeah, I think technically I would consider my first full year so far in the AHL.
Yeah.
Just kind of figuring out where I stand and what I'm good at and what I need to do to be better. But I think this year that I've really understood is that when I play with confidence, that's my best asset, is because I'm starting to think the game a little bit better. When I have that confidence, I'm being more creative, I'm making more plays, and et cetera, et cetera. So I think confidence, once I this year started getting a little bit of it, I started playing a lot better for sure.
Yeah, I love the answer, because I think the word confidence, we throw it out there in sports so many ways, and I think it can be overlooked. And for you as an athlete, not a whole lot of game experience after last year and just 14 games. You come into this year. How does an athlete, like yourself, trying to build that, confidence, get that? In general, what did you do to be able to, have and build that confidence that gave you the ability to be happy with what you're doing and strong in what you're be able to put on the ice?
Yeah, I think for me it was just starting with the little things, take pride in those things, and when I do them well, that just little by little adds up in my book as a little bit more confident, even if it's just a little play on the wall or a breakout pass or something like that. At the beginning of the season, I really took those as little tasks and challenges almost, and as I started being really good at those things, then I got more confidence to be better at other things.
Yeah, another, I guess, angle of building confidence is positive affirmation. And someone that you've worked with over the past few years, and is obviously now your co-head coach and assistant coach, and Craig Johnson. How has he been able to kind of help you build that confidence and get you to where you are today and playing some of your best hockey?
Yeah, I think he's been a huge factor in it. He's obviously been putting me in places where I can succeed. So that's one of the things, how you build that confidence. But he always works with me and a bunch of the other guys after practice on certain things, and just talks to me a lot about my game as a whole, instead of just you did this wrong, you did that wrong kind of thing. He more focuses on the things I did well, and then move on from there and kind of work at those. So.
Awesome. Well, no question, it seems to be working, and we'll finish up with some quick hits here and just some short Q&As. But some hockey, some not. Let's go with your favorite holiday.
Holiday, I gotta go with, I think this is Christmas, I would say, but I would also say St. Patrick's Day is a fun holiday too.
Okay, yeah, for obvious reasons that we won't get into. Favorite movie?
Oh, I would say That's My Boy with Adam Sandler. Not very well known, but very funny movie.
Yeah, for anyone listening, go check it out.
Yeah.
It's a nice recommendation there. Favorite player growing up?
Changed every so often, but for the most part, it was either Corey Perry or Pavel Datsyuk.
I grew up with 13 on my jersey for Pavel Datsyuk, so can relate there, and obviously the feistiness and the goal scoring ability from Corey Perry is quite relatable as well. Pregame meal?
I'm a chicken and pasta guy. A lot of guys try to go a little different way, but I'm very strict with chicken and pasta.
Perfect. What kind are we talking? Grilled, seared? What kind of pasta, or does it not matter?
Grilled chicken for sure, and then pasta, I switch it up every once in a while. Maybe a little Alfredo sauce, maybe red sauce, meat sauce. Just keep it light.
There we go. Yeah, keep it consistently inconsistent, I guess.
Yeah.
And then you might have answered this, and we might have already talked about it, but favorite hockey memory this far?
Favorite hockey memory would probably be when I was in college and we won the Bean Pot my freshman year there, for sure. I think that was one of the cooler things I've been a part of, and played in the TD Garden, and it was pretty awesome. So.
No question. I recall quite the goal in one of the Bean Pots as well from you. But hey, Tyler, I appreciate you joining Train Jabs, and best of luck with the rest of the year.
Awesome. Thanks for having me, and thank you.